Hello there, welcome to Hacking Self Storage. It is Friday morning. Well, it's actually not Friday morning, it's actually Thursday evening, and I'm quickly doing this video. And if you can see me, by the way, I do apologize because I went in the hairdressers because my son asked me to get a full Foden. And obviously, I want to be one of those fun dads. And he told all the kids at school and stuff, so that football trainers all run up to me, "Have you got your full Foden yet?" And so I went and dyed my hair, and stupidly, it has gone completely wrong. And instead of being silvery, grey, whatever Phil Foden's is, it's yellow, orange, and grey. And it looks an absolute mess. The wife actually said to me that she's coming nowhere near me until it grows out. So you can imagine how well it looks. So that is why I have got my hat on, and my hat is staying on forever from now on. That's it, until my hair grows. And I'm even considering shaving my head, but my shape of my head isn't very nice, isn't very great. Anyway, back onto self-storage. I want to talk to you about something really, really important to me, and I think it should be important to you and your business, your policies, your culture, and it's got to be at the heart of everything you do. And what I'm talking about here is your staff. So many people say they put the staff first, but do you really? Do you really? Because your staff are fundamental to your business, but not only your business, are fundamental to how your business is run, how your life is allowed to be structured, how your life is able to run. Now, I'm not saying that we should never ever discipline, never ever say what we really believe, because I believe in an open, honest relationship with my, I don't even like saying staff. I like to call them my team, because I feel like staff is degrading for whatever reason. I don't know why. And so we have a challenge. One of parts of my company culture, maybe I should do an episode on my company culture. Part of my company culture is that you must challenge upwards. So that means that Vanessa, the new girl, can challenge Angela. She can challenge James. She can challenge me. Because I might not see something that Vanessa can see, because she's coming from it with different eyes. I'm only seeing things from my eyes. And so I want to be challenged respectfully, by the way. Respectfully, you have to be challenged respectfully. Anybody can challenge me in the company, but ultimately the decision lies with me, because it's my name above the door, if you like. But I want to know your point of view. I don't want somebody to be scared. I don't want somebody to be fearful and to hold back on their opinions just because I'm, quotes, the boss, because that's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the business. It's not healthy for the structure. It's not healthy for the improvement, for the future of the company. It's not healthy on any level. So number one, I really do believe that you should allow your team to challenge you, but not only challenge you, I want your team to be able to challenge your managers as well. Sometimes I believe the weaker managers will feel very much as though that's disrespectful. But strong managers, strong leaders should and will welcome challenges, respectful challenges, by the way. And if they've got a thought or a feeling about a process or a system that we're doing, I want the sales assistant, whoever, to be able to challenge the manager and just say, listen, I've got this idea. What do you think of this? You know, instead of doing it this way and whatever. Again, it's the manager's decision. But what I want the managers to do is be aware, to be open, and to listen to that advice, to that feedback, because just maybe their way of doing something will be better. And it shows how strong you are as a leader if you're willing to take on board somebody else's, not criticism, but somebody else's viewpoint, and change the way we do things. That isn't a weak leader. That, for me, is such a strong leader. And so many people, especially in businesses I've seen before and I've worked in, the managers have this almost, they have this authority where what I say goes, nobody challenges it. That's not the way a progressive business works. And that's not the way a strong manager and a strong leader works. They cannot be strong leaders. They aren't the leaders you want in your company. You want leaders in your company who are willing to take advice and feedback on, but are strong enough to go their own direction, even if it goes against the rest of the team. As long as they've listened and heard the feedback and really truly listened and thought about it, then I'm happy for Angela to go whatever direction she wants, because I know she's a strong leader, she's a strong manager, and she's a strong person, and she's strong enough to listen to James's feedback So many times, Angela's rang me up and said, James thinks this. And I'm like, holy moly, that's different. What do you think? And we've changed. I can't think of any example right now, but we've changed certain things we've done because of what James has said. And obviously that's crucial for a business's success, to be able to take on board what the sales assistant or salesperson has said. And we now change the way we run. And Vanessa's just come into the business, and I want to know her feedback. I would love to know what she thinks about certain situations, certain scenarios, and if we can improve. It's like when I always say, ring your customers, talk to your customers, because that's a surefire way to how you can improve, is actually talk to your customers. How can we improve? I mean, what a question to ask a customer. How can we improve? They're seeing things that you will never, ever get to see. And just like your sales assistant, your assistant managers, your managers, they're seeing things that you will never, ever see. So ask the question, how will you improve? Be listening, be open to feedback, whether it differs to your opinion or not. Ideally, do you know what? That's the way we grow, by challenging each other. That is the only true way we grow. So we want to be challenged. I want to be challenged. I know that my methods, I don't believe the team always believe I'm correct. In fact, probably the listeners is probably absolutely not. But I can guarantee you that I'll always listen to their feedback, and I'll make my decision with, it's more rounded. If I'm listening to their feedback, then I've got a more rounded vision. I can see more of a pie, and therefore I can make a better decision when I'm dishing out the pie, when I'm sectioning the pie. I can make a better decision, because I'm seeing more. I've got more information. And the second thing that I want to talk to you about today, the second and final thing, is that you really, really have to, when you get a good member of staff, a good member of your team, then you've got to really, really bend over backwards and take care of them. I honestly have never, ever had a team like this. Angela is fantastic. She won the Manager of the Year. James would be an unbelievable manager for any self-storage. And don't be nicking them off me, all right? You lot, do not be getting in touch with them. So James would be a fantastic manager for anybody. I've got Vanessa, who's the salesperson. She is absolutely fantastic. Again, don't be nicking any of these three off me, because they're fantastic. You can have my wife. No, I'm joking. You can't have my wife. Well, yeah, depends what day. I'm only joking. You can't have a wife either. So we've got a fantastic team of 4. We're very close. We're very close knit. And I want to continue this culture on past. Obviously, it's easy to have this culture when you've only got a small team. And the test is going to be when we've got 10, 15, 20 members of staff. And that day will come. But it's still relatively small. And I want to make sure that every single member of a team feels loved, to feel cared for, to feel like they really do matter to the business and to me, not just to me as because of a business, but you genuinely start caring about their life and what is happening to them. If Angela or James rings me up one day and something in their personal life has happened and they can't or don't want to come into work that day, do you know what? It's about give and take. And at the end of the day, this is only business. You've got to remember that your team has a life outside your business. Now, it might be life to me, which it definitely is. I absolutely love it. I really, really enjoy it, but it's not their life. And so you've got to remember that things happen, life events happen to them as well. And so when they need you, you've got to step up. You really have to step up for your team. But you've also got to surprise and delight them. I say about surprise and delight your customers, but you've got to surprise and delight your team as well. When was the last time you did something to prove to them that they mattered? Last year, I'll give you just 3 examples came to my head then. One of the team having an MOT, was having an MOT, and obviously they need some work doing to it. So what do we do? Because when you get MOT, it's a cost that you don't, and it fails, your car fails, it's a cost that you're not really expecting. We pay for the MOT. We paid for it because we know that they do a particularly good job for us, so we wanted to reward them. This year, I think that we just came to them and said, there's a £400 bonus or something at some part of, I don't know when it was, maybe a couple of months ago, because we were so busy. I think it was we give them everybody a £400 bonus. And then lastly, what we've done, again, surprise and delight. I went out and got £3,000, 3 team members. My wife didn't get a £1,000 bonus, but what we did was got £3,000 cash, because you've got to remember that your team will be put under stress and strain that you never ever see. Because if for good managers, it's like a shock absorber. You never ever get to, because they're the shock absorbers, and you're the wheel, you're the car, you're the whatever. But you never ever get to feel the strain of a road, because that pressure that they're under, they absorb that so it doesn't get to you. So I promise you that there'll be stress, there'll be strain, there'll be issues that you never ever know about. If you're a leader, if you're an owner, if you've got a team, you'll never ever know about them. And so the fact that they're like, I call Angela like my umbrella. So everybody who tries to get to me can't get to me. It's like raindrops, and Angela protects me, puts an umbrella over my head, and they go either side. And so people can't actually get to me. Angela protects the rain from getting to me, the other people, other situations, other circumstances. And I only get to know about the real big things. I get asked so many questions about certain things on this podcast, and say, "Oh, Dean, you've mentioned this. Do you mind if it's just let me know about this?" I got a question about insurance, how much you charge for insurance the other day. Can't tell you. I have no idea. I set the insurance prices with the help of Angela and James, but I don't know what it is. And so I had to rely on my team. And so there's nothing wrong with relying on your team. You've got to find people who are better than you at certain things. That's what strong leaders do. You don't want somebody who is worse than you working for you, because if you do, you're weakening the team. You're weakening the chain. So what you want is, you want a chain of people that are all strong in their own right. So that link is going to be very, very strong. So I can absolutely guarantee you that Angela is a lot better than me at most things. I can tell. And I believe I'm a strong leader, or just rubbish overall, because I'm okay accepting that. I'm okay. James is without doubt better at selling than me. And I always consider myself a good salesperson. And James is far better than me at a lot of things as well. And Vanessa, she's only been with the team two months now, maybe a bit more. But I already know she's a far better people person than I am. She can relate. She can get that rapport better than I can. And each one of those people as well complement each other. And so you want to surround yourself with people who are good at the things you're not so good at. So my weaknesses, I 100% know me and Angela are completely different. My strengths will be her weaknesses, but I can absolutely guarantee you that what she's good at, I'm not just bad at, I suck at. I literally suck at. And so that for me is so important, to surround yourself with people who are better than you. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. Just because they're better than you at a certain thing, it doesn't mean that you're more vulnerable as a leader. It means you're a better leader if you're surrounding yourself. Anyway, back to surprise and delight. How are you surprising and delighting your team? I went in, drew out £3,000 cash, £1,000. And I said to, I remember this because it was so funny. I said, James, stand up. I've got a game to play with you. He was behind the counter. And I said, look, whatever's in here, you can have if you catch it. But if you drop it, then you actually can't have it. You lose. So I promise you, buddy, you want to catch it. You want to catch it. If you don't catch it, this is a really, really important catch. And he was going on holiday and stuff. And so I threw it. And by the way, it was going for the books as well. I only got the £1,000 cash out of the bank just because it looked better than putting £1,000 in their account. So we told their accountant that they got £1,000 and they started to pay tax for it. I just wanted to make that everybody aware of that, because obviously we need to pay tax. And by the way, if you're a growing business as well, why would you ever want to diddle the tax man? Because if you're hindering your own growth, I can never, ever understand companies, my friends of mine that do this. I'm like, yeah, but wait a sec, you want to grow, don't you? If you want to grow, then you need to invest in your taxes. And that is one of the most important things that I can say to people. If you want to grow, you want your books to look good. And your books to look good, you don't want to diddle the tax man, because you're fundamentally doing exactly the opposite. You're not growing your business. You're making your business look worse and less investable, and the bank will be less happy. So invest in your taxes. That is a really, really big tip for anybody who's wanting to grow. So every single penny, and even if you don't want to grow, by the way, officially, it should all go for the books anyway. So yeah, I wanted to get that point across. It wasn't £1,000 cash or anything like that, because we don't do that. We put everything through the books because we're growing. We want everything to be through the books. We want it to be looking as good as possible. And so I threw this to James, lump of money. And he was like, and he opened it, he goes, what are you doing throwing £1,000 at me? Threw it back at me. I'm like, no, it's yours. It's yours. And his face, honestly, that for me is worth £1,000. I did the same to Vanessa, did the same to Angela as well. And I wrote them, not just that, because money is easy to give away. Money is easy to give away. I literally spent 10, 15 minutes writing each of them a thank you card, saying exactly what they're good at. And it came from my heart. It really did, because I wanted to get across how good the team are and what they meant to me and what they're good at. Because without that team, I can't I've been to, I can't tell you where I've been today, but I spend most of my time looking for other sites. I can't spend most of my time looking for other sites if I don't trust my team. My team literally take all the work off me, and I can only do that because they're a good team. And so when you've got a good team, then you invest in them. And the more you invest in your team, I promise you, the better team that they will become. So please invest in your team. That is the overarching message here, that you have to invest in your team, because it will have a direct impact on how good your business is and how good your standard of life is. I can ask Angela, well, I don't even need to ask her. I don't want to be going out on a Friday, even if it's Beverly, where I live in Beverly, only a mile down the road or something, 2 miles down the road to the site. If the alarm goes off, I don't want to be doing that on a Friday night. And therefore, Angela never, ever asked me, because she knows I don't want to be doing that. So she takes it upon herself when the gate goes wrong or something, she goes out there. And I appreciate that so much. So the more you invest in your team, the more you get back from your team. It's yin and yang. And you have to give first as well. There's no point expecting your team to give to you first, because you have to show up as the leader, as the manager of your team. And even if you're listening to this podcast and you're the manager, there's things you can do for your team. It don't have to be £1,000, but there's things that you can do without the owner even knowing, but just to let your team know you appreciate them. Just a little thank you card, just a little, I don't know, a chocolate one day, or anything. People really, really appreciate it. How would have you felt if your manager just said thank you to you with your little thank you card, explaining what you're good at? You don't want anything else from that apart from to give that person gratitude. And it's just give. The more you give, and I'm not giving to get back, but the more you give is the more you get back. It is a fantastic investment. When I was telling other people that I'm spending $3,000 doing this, like most people were saying, you're absolutely mad. You're mad. You're crazy. You just give them a bonus of a month. Yeah, but most people, I don't want to be like most people. I want to be better than most people. And I mean that in all aspects. So I don't want to do what everybody else does. I want to do something differently. I want to show up differently. And hopefully that my team appreciate me as much as I appreciate them. I mean, they probably don't, but that's the idea. Because we're happy. I made Angela one promise when she came to work for me. I said, I promise you that I will do more for you than your ex-employees ever have done. I will be the best. I don't even like the word boss. I will be the best boss that you've ever had. And hopefully I'm living by that, because we've got to remember that these people who work for us are the backbone. They literally are the backbone. They're the blood. They're the heartbeat of your business, and you have to invest in them. Just look at how destabilizing it is trying to find somebody else, find a new manager, train that manager up. It's a nightmare. So make sure that you invest in your people. That is the closing sentiment that I've got for you guys. Okay, guys, girls, thank you so much. I'm off football training with my kid, so I will see you soon. Loads of love and big sloppy kisses. God, blimey. That's what I put in the birthday cards. I just wrote my dad a birthday card. That's where that's come from. Loads of love and big sloppy kisses, Dino. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. I really, really enjoy these podcasts. I love the fact that loads of people are reaching out for me, and it is great. It's a fantastic industry. And I keep saying it. I know there's so many people who are looking at getting in this wonderful industry. Get moving, because it is wonderful. An absolute fantastic industry, and look after your people, because your people matter. They are the backbone. They are the heartbeat. They are the blood that flows through your business. And we all need healthy blood, low cholesterol, etc. And so we need to make sure that how we do that, how we have fantastic blood, is by looking after our staff, looking after our team, and just showing up in ways that nobody else has ever treated them. And not because of any benefit for you, but it's nice to show that they are appreciated, because so many people are underappreciated in work. And I, for one, just massively, wholeheartedly appreciate my team. And I was going to say we're a family, but I don't know. I've read something about you should never call your team a family because families fall out and stuff. I think we're a great team, and we all respect each other. I respect their opinions. Hopefully, they respect my opinions as well, and I'm sure they do deep down. But yeah, we all respect each other, and we're a great team. And when you've got a great team, when you love each other and trust each other, then it's amazing what decisions and outcomes happen. And so make sure you trust your team, and you show up for your team, and you surprise and delight, and you respect them. Okay, guys, girls, thank you so much. I am going, and I will see you on Monday morning. See you soon. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Come on, England. See you later. Bye-bye.